Good morning. It's Saturday, July 9th, and from across the seas I have found out that Shinzo Abi, the former Prime Minister of Japan, has died, and he was shot. He was assassinated. So I look at this and I say, has our disease of gun violence traveled hundreds of thousands of miles to the Far East, to Japan, where a 40-year-old man shot and killed Shinzo Abi, who was 67, and giving a speech in the town of Nara. So what's the world coming to if we have nations, peaceful nations, with low activity of gun violence, turning to watch us, their big brother? Is that what the world has come to? Now, Abe was a very popular man. He was the longest-serving prime minister in Japan's history. And gun violence in Japan, up to this point, has been very, very insignificant. But then again, most countries, when compared to the United States, would say that gun violence is insignificant. The only countries that are even close to us, and actually some of them per capita are larger than us, are those companies in Central America. Places like Honduras and Guatemala and Costa Rica, they have a lot of gun violence there. But of course they have small populations, so the numbers are not as astounding as ours. So according to the Sydney, Australia School of Public Health at the University of Sydney, there were only 9 deaths from firearms in Japan in 2018, compared to 39,740 in the United States. So Japan is not used to this disease. It's not only rare, but it's really culturally unfathomed. The Japanese people can't imagine having a gun culture like the United States. In Japan, the only guns permitted for sale are shotguns and air rifles. Handguns are outlawed. But if you want one, it's a long and complicated process that requires effort and a lot of patience. To qualify for a firearm license, buyers must attend an all-day class, pass a written test and a shooting range test with an accuracy of 95%. They also have to undergo mental health evaluation and drug tests, as well as a rigorous background check, including a review of their criminal record, personal debt, involvement in organized crimes, and relationships with families and friends. And then every 3 years they have to re-register their gun. And they have to tell the police where they keep it, where they store their ammunition. They must be kept in locked compartments. And they must retake their exams every 3 years. Now, in this country, if you had to take an exam every 3 years, you would probably fail 2 or 3 times. So there are very few guns, actually, in Japan compared to the total population. It's like 0.25. That's 0.25, not 25%, 2.5 guns per 100 people. And we have more guns in this country than we have people. Now, it would be wonderful if we in the United States took that attitude. If we were shocked, if we had a loss of words after we wake up every morning to a mass shooting. It would be wonderful if the people of the United States reacted like that. But unfortunately, we don't. We just shrug and go on about our business. And many of us feel sorry for what is going on around this country. But we're not prepared to do anything about it. When we have more than 50% of our states controlling the gun laws for the country, controlling the fact that we cannot get a national gun law passed. The gun law that we just passed is a joke, and we worry about background checks and we worry about all kinds of things. When people who come in to get a gun and are forced to fill out a paper that identifies themselves and gives the gun shop the ability to sell them a gun, if there's a mistake on those papers, or if this person has entered any negative information, the gun shop owner often, quite often, asks them to redo the form. You can't say that on the form, and I won't give you a gun if you say that. So they're encouraging people to lie in the gun shops just to sell these guns. And we don't have the manpower in this country to stop that. Maybe we need to look at the abortion laws that were passed in Texas and in Oklahoma and in Mississippi, where the general public has been advised to lie when they see something happen so that they can collect a reward. If they tell the officials that somebody went to have an abortion and they went to a certain place to have it, they get a $10,000 reward. Why don't we do that for guns? Why don't we write some laws that say if you allow somebody to falsify their information, we're going to put you out of business? But no, anything goes. Anything goes. And we have a Supreme Court that says anything goes. So, do I blame the people in Japan for worrying? Now, Japan's population is 1/3 of ours. So they have a long way to go to get as many guns as we do. But just the mere fact that this is a stain on their society, and they can't live with that. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we in the United States adopted that type of attitude, where anybody shot with a gun is a terrible, terrible event? But it's not. It's not. It's an everyday event in the United States. And it doesn't matter how many school children get killed. It doesn't matter how many parades are upset, or every gathering is now an opportunity for some nut with a gun. So soon people will just stop going, at least in some places. In other places there are morons that will continue to gather and make themselves targets for some lunatics elsewhere. But to have a gun shooting in Japan, it's a terrible, terrible situation. It shouldn't have happened. And this is not a man who was not beloved by his people. So when that happens, you have to be upset. You have to look at the world and you have to say, what is it coming to? And for us, we have gone too far already. We are way over the edge with our guns. And when will it stop? When will we have a Supreme Court that can do something about it? So I leave you with those unpleasant thoughts this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.